Okay guys, I want to talk about this deck here today. This is my Siegebreaker deck. This deck, I have to say right off the bat, is for Tezzeret the Seeker. Now, the reason it's for Tezzeret the Seeker and not really for a whole lot of other planeswalkers is because when you take a look at Tezzeret, you see this really good ability here. And this whole deck revolves around you building up enough supports and basically trying to keep your opponent off the board just long enough for you to be able to hit this Artificer skill move. And this is kind of like, in this way, a finishing move, like in wrestling, right? Like if you've ever watched wrestling, you know, you got like a finishing move, and whenever somebody hits that finishing move, then you know, like, the game is over, like the match is over. It's 1, 2, 3, and that's it, right? So here you are with this Tezzeret ability, or this Artificer skill, and it's in the same way, kind of like that finishing move. I'll read it to you, and you can kind of see where we're going to go with this deck. Artificer skill, give XX to a creature, where X is the amount of supports you control, times 10 until the end of your turn. So you can see the logic here. If we want to play this one, we're going to try to build up as many supports as you can, and then launch this Artificer skill. That's going to take the amount of supports you have, multiply it by 10, and use that as a buff to a creature that you have. You know, the way we built this deck, you'll see over here, we're trying to play some good defense to make sure that you can actually build up those 24. And we have cards here that are going to help you put down a lot of supports. So that way, when it comes time to launch that Artificer skill ability, it's going to be devastating. It's going to be that finishing move that we see in wrestling all the time. All right, so let's get into this deck. The first one I want to talk about is Cityscape Leveler. This is a really good card here. This one will help you to keep creatures off of the board. It says, when you cast this creature or this creature attacks, destroy your opponent's last creature. If you can't, destroy an opposing support. Then your opponent creates a Power Stone token. This is a big part of this card here, the most important part. And basically what it does is it'll kill a creature when you put it in, and then also every turn when it attacks, it'll kill another creature from your opponent's side. And that's really important. It's going to help you to control the battlefield. It's going to keep creatures off of the battlefield, and it's going to help you to have some time to actually build up the 24 loyalty points that you need. Alright, so here's another one, Kaito Shizuki. This is a really good card here. It says, if this support has 7 or more shield, when a black or blue creature deals combat damage to your opponent's planeswalker, move the first black or blue creature card from your library to the battlefield under your control. And of course, this can only be used once per turn. I like this card. This is one of those cards that will just be able to sustain itself. It's one of those cards that you can put in pretty much every deck that you build. You can take a look here. There's a good ability on this Kaito card. You can create a ninja token. So a lot of times I'll play the ninja token whenever it's safe to play it. And the next turn, because it's a blue creature, he's going to attack, and when he does attack, he's going to move the first black or blue creature from your library to the battlefield under your control. And if you take a look at this deck, here is the only black or blue creature that you have in the deck. So it will fetch this card, put it on the battlefield every turn. And this is a really good card. This, of course, is Soul of Emancipation. This card here, it says, when this creature enters the battlefield, you may destroy a target opposing creature. If you do, create an angel token under your opponent's control. You may destroy an opposing Vanguard support at random. If you do, create an angel token under your opponent's control. And you may destroy an opposing non-land, non-Vanguard support at random. If you do, create an angel token under your opponent's control. So this card will come in every turn, and you'll be able to destroy an opposing creature, an opposing Vanguard, and a random support that's not a Vanguard, not a land. So this is going to come in every turn and be able to do those things. And like I said, it's going to try to, your thing here is you're going to try to keep your opponent off the battlefield and try to put as many supports down as you can, so that way you can hopefully be able to launch that finishing maneuver right at the end. A couple of important cards here that you'll notice is Time Walk. The reason I like Time Walk is you'll get this extra swap if you use the Mana Field ability. But the most important part is you can deny gems. Right? If you make deny gems, of course, we remember that those are the blue gems, sort of the improved variety. And you can make those, and when you match those blue gems, they'll create another support, and that's a time bubble support. So the hope is you're going to be able to create a lot of those. Here's another card that I like, Paradox Haze. Again, they use the deny here. We're going to try to deny as many cards as possible, or as many gems as possible. That's going to slow down your opponent. That's going to be able to help you to play defense. And when those denied gems are matched together, as we talked about, they're going to create an additional support, the Time Bubble token. Here's the Time Bubble token, right? It's the description right here. This is a really good one. I'm not going to really read that for you, but I like this card, Ambiguity. Ambiguity is a really good card because every time you destroy a Time Bubble token, you're going to deny 3 gems. And those 3 gems will obviously be blue. And sometimes what will happen is if you don't have any blue on the board, those will convert into blue for you. All right, so let's take a look at some game footage. What I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to see if we can hit that final ability and be able to launch that as like a kind of a finishing move for you to see. This deck is a really good defensive deck, so it's quite possible that we're going to win just based on the sheer defense of this deck. So let's see what we get. Kaido here is a good card, as I mentioned. I think we'll go with him first. And I like that we got the Time Walk card second here. It's going to help us get extra deny gems on the board and then some extra swaps. It's going to be really important for us there. Right, this is nice. We're starting the game off with some really nice mana cascades, right? So we're cascading those gems down. Ambiguity is a great card. I'm gonna move that here. Create that ninja token as we talked about. There's Time Walk. Time Walk looks like it's in a good place. And Paradox Haze. This is really nice. We're getting all of our big high ticket mana, well not mana, but deny gem supports. At this point, go with this. It's looking really good. We're gonna see if we can match that Time Bubble. Unfortunately, it's all the way down there, so we may have some problems with that. But if we don't get to it, that's fine too. Alright, we'll go like this. And you can see right there, our blue ninja attacked, right? And when the blue ninja attacks, as we talked about earlier, he's going to be able to fetch a creature in your deck for you and bring it out to the battlefield. And that creature, of course, is a blue and black creature. And the only blue and black creature we have in the deck is Soul of Emancipation, right? And that's a really, really good move. We're going to try to be able to use that. And you'll see why we like that so much. Alright. Paradox Haze is in. Our blue ninja attacks. And here's what I was telling you about earlier. Whenever you bring this Soul of Emancipation into the board, he's going to be able to destroy a target opposing creature. So in this case, yes, we'll do that. The opponent will be able to play some angels, but you know what? When those angels attack, you can handle that on the next turn. There you go. So currently, we have a pretty distinct advantage here. We have the advantage that we have our Kaito card out here, and this Kaito card is actively cycling in these Soul of Emancipation cards, right? So that does help us out a whole lot. We're going to see if we can continue to do what we're doing. This is a really good start to the game. Ooh, it looks like we have that Time Bubble. All right, so we'll hit this Time Bubble. What it's going to do is create more deny gems. And those deny gems, of course, when they're matched, they will make more Time Bubble tokens. And you can see the board is kind of filling up with some of these support gems that we got. And, you know, the hope here, as I mentioned, is we're going to try to get up to our ability, our third ability. And we're at 17, we need 24. So we're going to try to get up to that as quickly as possible and be able to put down as many supports as we can during the time that it takes. Okay, so we'll go like this. Kaito, Sorry, buddy. We'll move you there because we're running out of pieces for the hand. Okay. Alright. Time bubble. This is going to allow us to also have an extra swap because of the monofield ability. We're throwing down more time bubble tokens. This is really, really good for us. This is going to help us to bring our count of supports up really, really high. We got 2 extra swaps. That's real nice. I'm looking to see, okay, here's a time bubble. If we connect that time bubble, we'll be able to, let's see, we'll be able to make some more denied gems because we have the ambiguity. So we'll go with that. And as you see, we have more time bubble tokens being put out, more denied gems that are coming out. What's really cool is a lot of the denied gems that are coming out, we don't have a whole lot of blue that's unoccupied. So we're able to, as you see here, we're able to, if I move this in, we're going to have to use these 2 to create other time bubble tokens, right? So that's going to help. As it is right now, what I'm looking at is we can use the Artificer skill ability. I didn't count the gems ahead of time, the support that we got, but look, it's enough. We got a ton of supports out here, as you can see, right? So we had enough. We're able to hit that Artificer skill. When we hit that thing, it was able to give us enough that we're able to destroy the opponent here. Alright guys, so I hope you guys like this deck. Please take a look at the comment section and leave some comments for us. You know, this is a channel where we want to be able to help everybody and that begins with you guys leaving some good comments in the section. And you know, a lot of it is, hey, I don't have this card, what do you guys suggest? And then hopefully somebody will be able to say, you know what, I think this other card, you could use that instead. Alright, so put those comments down, like and subscribe. That really helps out the channel. Okay guys, you guys all have a great day.